welcome back to Bingkai Suara with me, Steven. So, for today's episode, well, I'm so excited, guys, because I'm welcoming a very special guest, a musician, an American rock musician, and he's going to talk about his band's new album today. So, please welcome the one and only Luke Edwards from LA Edwards. Hi.
Hello, good morning.
Okay, how have you been, Luke?
I've been excuse me. I've been great. Everything is great here. I'm in Spain. I'm in Madrid, and I've just been doing some shopping. And
Yeah, you're on your tour, right?
yeah, we're on tour. Um, back in España. It's a great country. How have you been?
I'm good. It's very good to see you today. So,
Here
anyway,
I am.
welcome to Bingkai Suara. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. First of all, Luke, big congratulations on your new album, also your tour. So, LA Edwards' new album, Pie Town, is out now, guys. So, please check this out on your streaming platforms. And also, a live performance for the single El Camino is out on their YouTube channel. So, you can go check it out, listeners. Anyway, look, before we talk about your album and your tour, maybe I want to start with your musical journey. I read that you dropped out school when you were 15 or 16, like start music and hit the roads playing gigs. Tell me about that. Do you have like any stories, memories from that time?
Yeah, well, I did drop out of school because I was actually very smart. I was kind of like in all the advanced placement things, but I think I was actually too smart. I kind of left everyone in the dust, so I had to get out of there and educate myself, primarily in the dive bars and surf breaks, left hand point breaks around California. Um, it's tough to be smart. I don't know if you're smart or not, but you seem like a smart individual. Um, I just felt like
Thank you.
I felt like my peers couldn't keep up with me. I felt like I didn't belong there. I was too popular, so they basically voted me off of Love Island, a Survivor number one right here. So I just felt like I was too smart for the system. I don't know what the system, the educational system is like where you come from, but they kept throwing books at me, and I said, "This is child's play. This is child's play." So I was just basically a genius, and basically I've devoted my life to songwriting and blessing the people around me through my gifts. So that's pretty much what I do.
All right. Yeah. Did you learn anything about yourself then from that experience? It's a big decision, I guess.
Well, I did learn that it's lonely at the top. It's lonely at the top. It's tough to be the smartest guy in the room, because no one understands what you're saying a lot of the time. Um, but yeah, I guess what did I learn? What did I learn? Keep your friends close and also your friends very close. Friends close, enemies closer, and read the Bible, uh, stretch, do yoga, uh, focus on your craft, um, call your mom, um, clean your dishes. I don't know. There's a lot of things I've learned, really, but those are the main ones.
Mhm. Must be. But, at that time, do you have like any particular artist or experience that you feel like you most inspired from in terms of music?
Oh, right, right, right. Um, I guess so. I think. for a lot of people probably listening, they haven't had an experience like that where it's uh you're sleeping in a van. Like some people have glamorized car camping, but in my day it was not very glamorous. Um it was nice, it was just my brother Jay and I, and we, he was 17, I was 15, and we basically, like, that's pretty wild. Uh to just drive all over the country when you're 15 years old. That's an experience that my wife did it as well, because she's also a little bit crazy, but um to 15 is not that old. 15 is not that old to set sail on the open road with a couple of guitars and a couple surfboards. But I would not trade that, and I think it has shaped my life to kind of just, as a touring person, you live a very strange life. You basically wake up at a new town every day. You have to find a shower. Sometimes they're not available, and
Wow.
sometimes you just bathe in the ocean. So that's really what I took away from it, is this kind of gypsy lifestyle where it's like, okay, you have to go and find, uh, you have to make your home away from home, wherever that may be. And I've been doing that, I guess, since I was 15, essentially, where there is, the home is the people around you. And now I have my family and my friends and everyone around me all the time. So it's really, I think that's what I learned maybe that's not uh, a musical question, but when you travel so much and you're basically a gypsy and you don't know where you're going to find a toilet or a shower, you cope with that uh, to a certain degree, and then you're fine with it. You actually start to enjoy it. But I did
Mm.
have a shower today.
Me too.
So that's
You,
good.
you have to make your home away from your home. Well, okay. But talking about Ellie Edwards,
Right.
since it is a family band, I'm curious about how does it feel to growing up in a musical family?
It's wonderful. It's wonderful. It's like, when people ask me that question, I'm like, "What's it like growing up in a musical family?" I'm like, "It's like, did you grow up in a family that cooked food? You know what I mean? It's like, what's it
Mm-hmm.
like growing up in a cooking family?" And a lot of people don't cook. A lot of people don't cook. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
trying to be harsh, but when you grow up and it's like, your mom or dad teaches you, how to barbecue, or do the grill, or your mom teaches you how to do these things. It's like, it's such a natural part of our life, a part of our existence. Like, our grandpa, who's Filipino, he taught us how to play music on the ukulele. The first song was Do a Deer, from Sound of Music. So it was always around. It was just part of our whole deal. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not like, I guess I'm surrounded by people who play music all the time as well. So it's like, it's just it's part of our DNA, and we're not the first in our generation to play music. We're not going to be the last. My grandparents, they uh great grandparents, they were in big band, like the big band orchestra. So we're just from a long line of musicality. So it was nice.
It was nice, of course. But, I bet that your musical memories also come from your family, right? Your earliest music memory from your grandpa?
That's a great question. That's probably the greatest question I've been asked on an interview. Yes. Yeah, I remember very clearly. It's probably As the Deer, sung by, I remember my grandma singing to me from a very early age, and it was always the same
Mm-hmm.
song.
Mm-hmm.
That's very cool. It is very early memory. Probably like two.
2 year old?
Yeah, it's probably like two. and she would always
Okay.
just like she always just hum it or sing it, and it was always the same song. My grandma had like her own, and grandpa, but it was mainly my Lola. She had the same song she would sing every time.
All right. You have a great family then. Then anyway, now speaking about your latest album, The Pie Town. I heard that it is about your hometown in California, right? Maybe tell me the story behind it, like what you want to share with your audiences or new audiences.
Yeah, it's we're from a very small town. My brothers and I, there's uh, so I play in the band with my two brothers, but there's seven of us all told. And my sister is out here on the road as well, and my wife and children. Uh, so it's like we're playing with these in a population. There's 1,000 people in the town, and we had nine of those. My seven siblings and my mom and dad. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's just kind of. Uh, I think at the end of the day, what I would like to say is just like enjoy being present in the moment, because I was realizing recently how short childhood is. You're basically not a child anymore when you're like 13 or 14, and it
Mm-hmm.
seems like forever when you're a kid. And I spent my childhood in this very small town, which was a nice way to grow up. Just very rural upbringing. Um, and you don't realize how short that is, and then you have the rest of your life to do all the boring stuff. So it's just kind of paying homage to growing up in a large family in a small town, um, in the mountains, basically. And it's called Pie Town because it was originally a gold mining town
Mm-hmm. Ah,
In California. There wasn't actually as much gold as they hoped, uh, and then it became known for its pies because there's a lot of apple trees around there. So it's called Julian, California, and my best friend, his family owns the pie industry up there. He used to be in the band, but he quit.
I see. And you said in an interview that this album is more like, reflective album in terms of lyrics, the kind of album that leaves some space to the listeners to reflect and resonate to the lyrics. Are there any challenges in terms of crafting the lyrics process?
Yeah, the lyrics, like my wife helped a lot on writing the lyrics on this one. We have written songs in the past, quite a bit. And
Mm-hmm.
my wife is much more lyrical, so I'd love to just come up with melodies and
Mm-hmm.
grooves and stuff. So yeah, my wife helped quite a bit on the lyrics on this one. Um, and previously, like I think I was being a bit too personal with the lyrics. Like I've said, like on this one, it leaves space to the listener. Before it was so clear what the message was when it's so autobiographical, or it's so spelled out. So there's fewer lyrics on this one. And you always want the melody to also tell a story that matches the lyrics, but you don't want to be like, here's a potato. What is this? Do you like this potato? Do you want this potato?
Mm-hmm.
And here's what this potato. You have to, because it's art. It should be a song should be like a dream. So
Mm-hmm.
like when you try to explain a dream, it's very hard, right?
Yeah.
But the good storytellers can, when you turn on the record and turn on the song, they can bring you there. It is what when people try to tell you their dream, it's usually pretty annoying. They're like, "Oh man, I had a crazy dream. It was like I was eating a potato, and but it wasn't a very good potato, and then the potato turned into a rock." It's but the great songwriters and storytellers can do that, where it's like when you're reading it, it is like you're in a different dream. And I think that is where the lyrics on this one are much more um, abstract, and leave more up to the listener to fill in the blanks, hopefully.
Right. The listener is fill the blank. Then, is it a difficult album to make for you?
No, it was pretty easy. We did lose the original recordings, which was a bummer. That was the hardest part. Um, we had our computer died, or something happened where we lost, like, we were in there for about 3 weeks, and then we lost all of our work, which is very frustrating to start over. That was the hardest part. But besides that, no,
Mhm.
it was very smooth and easy. Harry did do 180 drum takes on one song, which is a lot. I think that's a record.
Mhm.
Um, but besides, yeah, all the drum takes and losing our work, the writing process was easy. Um, yeah, and, we kind of went back to a lot of really kind of close harmonies for me and Jay. So it was kind of like I kind of had this vision of, like, I want, like, kind of like a super powered Everly Brothers thing. But um, no, it was a joy. It was fun. It was fun to make.
It was joy and smooth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So with Pie Town and your tour, you're currently touring in Europe, right? I mean, what's next? Is there any like upcoming project or sounds you want to explore?
Um, no, it's good to be out with our friends. The White
Mhm.
Buffalo. This is their We've toured with them so much, and it's good to be back over here. We actually haven't played in a lot of these towns before. We got to play in Portugal the other night, and this is kind of like a joyride. We get to go to amazing places. We're going to Florence.
Mhm.
We're going to Milan. Like, there's so many beautiful places on this trip. So this is kind of like I'm just pretending I'm a tourist on this one. Like, I guess I am a tourist because I'm on tour.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to some very nice towns. Um,
Mhm.
it's always nice to play in bigger venues, and to really just see all the people, and fill up the space with peace, love, and joy. And yeah, I mean, I guess I would like to play in. I don't know. We haven't played over where you're from, over in those parts of the world. A lot of bands don't make it over. I would like to try to go over there and see what's up. Good waves over there.
Yeah, I bet you have great audiences then on your tour.
Yeah, the audience are very very nice down in this part of Europe. Uh, Portugal, Italy, uh, Holland. The very very nice crowds, very
Okay.
receptive.
Very great. Thank you so much, Luke, for joining us today. And thank you, listeners, to always listening to Bingkai Suara podcast. Well, see you on the next episode. Bye.
Bye. Thank you so
Okay, thank
much.
you, Luke.